We had initially planned to stage a sit-in in Senator Klobuchar's office because of signing the National Defense Authorization Act with the detentions allowing for the provisions allowing for military detention of American citizens. We had recently discovered that she has in fact decided to co-sponsor the Due Process Guarantee Act of 2011 that would remove the military detention provisions. So what we are going to be doing today is protesting military detention outside on the street, but we would also like to deliver a letter to Senator Klobuchar thanking her for supporting the Due Process Guarantee Act and expressing our opposition to military detention of Americans.
You know, I'm kind of disappointed. I feel you know, she did this new act that she signed on to is pretty much just lip service, and that she really doesn't have any intention of going through with it. Or she knows that it is going to fail, and that's why she put her name on that amendment. If it doesn't go through, then I think that our next thing is to make sure that the people or the public know that the reason that it went, the NWA was successful was in part because of her.
I really want to believe that Amy Klobuchar is for us average American citizens, and I'm really disappointed that she signed the initial bill. Al Franken, you know, I had really lower expectations for him, and he went ahead and is doing what, you know, is the right thing regardless of the political consequences. And
although we're happy that she has decided to co-sponsor the Due Process Guarantee Act, I see that as a reactive measure that is only going to remove the worst aspects of this one piece of legislation. I think what would be a much more positive step would be for her or for another legislator to introduce comprehensive legislation that reasserts our constitutional liberties and rolls back a lot of the harmful things that have been done since the passage of the Patriot Act. I think if that kind of legislation was proposed, it would be met with enthusiastic and intense support from virtually everybody in the Occupy movement, as well as a lot of other Americans. There has been so much violent repression leveled against the Occupy movement around the country, and top government officials like President Obama, while being very eager to support protest movements in other countries and to condemn dictators that use violence against their own citizens, have been completely mute on the issue of violence against protesters in the United States. My concern is that the real purpose of this act is to set up the legal powers that are necessary to stifle dissent, and at some point in the future, this act will be used in order to round up and make disappear people who have actually just been activists and protesters and had no affiliation to terrorism whatsoever.
People have come to me talking about the Occupy movement, and they support the movement, but they won't come out and actually do any of the actions because they're afraid of their own safety with some of these new laws that are being passed with the NDAA, and they're afraid of our government, that what might happen to them if they just simply go out and peacefully protest. Yeah, I've been part of the movement since day one. Actually, well, I've been a part of the Minneapolis Occupy movement since before it even started in the planning, and I was there 7 a.m. on the 7th of October occupying, and I spent every night down there for like a month and a half.
And there's other legislation also coming up about that, which will actually, they can strip people of their civil, you know, of their citizenship and then deport them.
Be it enacted that the Senate and House of Representatives